Act 6, Chapter 49. The riders floated down the glowing causeway. The river glass below, calm and silent in the night, reflects the navy sky. Elves hovered everywhere, passing each other in the columned hallways carved in valley walls, and crossing in the open air, passing near the riders, smiling. Joyful beings, like children laughing. The embedded village stretched down both sides of the stone-faced valley. The golden doors and windows glittered in the night, leading to the waterfall with greatest golden light behind it. "That's where I stay," Jiko said, showing them ahead. The elves bowed as the riders progressed. Jiko waved to them. "Just smile and wave," Jiko said. "They're very conventional beings. Nice, smart, loyal, fierce conventional beings." The elves were slender men and women wearing almost pure white robes, fluent in their motion, like they're barely there. They seemed to be one with the still night air. They were riding light wood boards like Maya's. They passed each other on the paths and swirling in the air, trailing in the wake, using pockets leaping such efficient motion. Jiko jumped, bluntly falling, scraping a rock and grunting. He hunkered to a crooked staircase that looked like piano teeth for stairs. "I did this part," Jiko said proudly. "I see that," Dharma smiled. The stairs beside the waterfall led up and back into the rock. The light shines through the falling water, giving it the look of falling light. "Let's get you some food," Jiko said. Jiko led them up the set of meandering stairs to the facade of a 3-story chateau in the blue stone wall. At ground level was a set of grand, dark, hardwood gates embedded in the cliff. The gates were opened heavily into the rough stone walls of the first-floor building, and the disappearing staircase which they climbed. Above the gate, a sweeping semicircle arc of broad sandstone balcony, lined with marble wooden banister, leads into glowing egress. The group poured forth from the spiral staircase onto the shining marble floors, neath arching hallway ceiling bright and warm. Corridors branch out, corner, leading deep into the bedrock of the fjord. The final level was a narrower floor. There were a few yellow windows flickering with an added orange fire lit from within. Outside, a balcony smaller than the one below encircles the room. This was Jiko's quarters, the Eagle's Landing, nested beneath the overhang of rock that was the mouth of the cascading waterfall. Jiko carried dinner plates, assisted by 2 elves, with plates full of potatoes, vegetables, and meat. The group of riders gathered at a table prepared on the terrace of the balcony. Dharma and the group informed Jiko of their toils and their struggle, the details leading up to now. How Zetafungo stumbled upon Maya and Adam lost in the woods, the battles with the dark boards and their factions, the death of Zetafungo, the reunion of Dharma and Ubuntu, the rescue of Adam, and the plan of the sinister Radu. "None of this is free," Jiko said, setting down his plate. "It's all running around, fighting, preparing, and fearing. And rising to meet the dark boards, their reign has already begun." "What do you expect us to do?" Dharma asked. "Allow them to take complete control of the planet? They intend to choke the life from the world and leave a gray and withering earth." "I know," Jiko said. "I have fought them for centuries. I have seen their nature." "Yes, we have fought them together," Dharma said. We have all seen the black hole in the place of their heart. That is why we must exterminate them. Chico, what do you mean? Balance, freedom, what the universe has intended, Chico said as he looked into the waterfall. Balance is not pushing back against an evil force. Surely balance is not surrendering, Ubuntu replied, confused. I have fought the dark boards for centuries, Chico said. I have roamed these northern hills for ages. They have spoken to me. Consider for a moment the land. It multiplies and unfolds exponentially as you enter and seek. But we are to forget the land, to turn and fight. Yes, to ensure that the land exists to explore, Dharma exclaimed. How powerful can the dark boards truly be? Chico asked. In the beginning, free was free. Then, yes, they turned, and they tampered with the balance out of pride, and they used the creation, the creatures. How powerful can they truly be? They prey on a select few relatively. Chico walked over to the balcony. They prey on millions through the years, billions, Dharma said. And even if it was one soul, it wouldn't matter. It would be our duty to ensure that that soul was safe. Chico, what has happened to you in these hills? They killed Zetafungo, your brother. They feed on our resistance, Chico said. That's not true, Ubuntu said. You are to say that they would sit complacent if we pulled away? That's not what I'm saying, Chico said. I don't know what the right course is. Well, you've run out of time, Ubuntu said, and I think your perspective is out of touch up here at the top of the world. Well, where is the father of boards? What is his perspective? Chico exclaimed. I would not let one hair be harmed on one child's head if I had the power, but it has been the same idea time and time again. This conflict. It won't be won by one side stamping out the other. That is not balance. That is volleying. Chico stood beside the railing of the balcony. I'm more than convicted with anger toward the dark boards, more so now that they have taken my beloved deeply, my brother. Chico said, my brother, but this is deeper than the battle for the earth, the 1000th battle for the earth. In light of what I've seen, what I've heard from you tonight, my sisters, I will fight, but I will no longer be a slave to death. Dharma and Ubuntu looked at each other. It is not the dark boards I am fighting, Chico said. It is the threat of death. They hold over us and the entire population with their tendrils. I tell you, that is the extent of their power. But I am free. Ubuntu and Dharma sat for a moment. That is right, my brother, Ubuntu said, and I am free too. And I am with you, Ubuntu said. There is no end. That is right, Chico said, leaning large paws of hands on his sister's shoulders in a hugging gesture. Therefore, the only death there really is to live without freedom. The way it was, has been, enjoined Dharma. Adam and Maya sat ensconced, not moving since the onset of the discourse. So, I'm confused. Are we fighting, or? Adam asked, taking a bite of his potatoes. We will ride, we will fight, we will win, Chico answered. But we will ride with their evil forces like the waves of a storm-filled ocean. Is that good? Maya asked. My favorite time to ride, Ubuntu said. We have to win, you know, Maya said, because there are billions of people who are not centuries old and haven't seen the beginning of time, let alone this conversation, and they are very afraid of dying. Right, Jiko said. Yes, but on another level, it matters not whether they believe it one way or the other. They will arrive with us all one day, riding and living free through the waves of eternity. Yeah, Maya said. Well, keep that level to yourself, okay? Sure, yes, respect the journey, Jiko said. But you get it, right? He said, pointing at Maya. I don't know. I think you barely get it, Maya said with air quotes. I like this girl, Jiko said. Truly so much like her mother. Jiko slapped his hand on the table. It's getting late. Let's get you all to a place to sleep for the night. Bella, he called. One of the elves helping with the plates stepped forward. She appeared to be Maya and Adam's age, slightly taller than Maya, with fair skin and hair and darker blue eyes. Yes, Jiko, the elf asked. Can you show everyone to an area where they can sleep and get situated? Jiko asked. Of course, Bella said, looking to the group. Maya, Adam, how would you like to visit Jiko with me in the morning? Second watch, nothing crazy, Jiko asked. Aye, said Adam, tipping an imaginary hat. Jiko looked aside to Dharma, slightly confused. Dharma shrugged, smiling. Yes, we'd love to, Maya said. Wonderful, Jiko said. Now let's get some rest. Bella took them out to a more neatly crafted staircase, stemming from the side of the castle as it rose and curved toward the quarters of the elves. Maya and Adam followed as Bella led them into the main hallway within the rock wall. A small aqueduct brought clear water through the lamplit tunnel in a little trough. The elves came and collected bowls and cups from the water flow. I like our new dwelling much better than the last, Bella confessed. We elves have been around almost as long as Jiko. The dwelling is beautiful, Adam said, behind Bella. About how long are we talking, though? Well, I'm about 300,000 years old, Bella said. We elves reach back to Jiko's infancy when he befriended our grandfather before time began to crystallize, Bella said. They took a turn into the mountain, down a labyrinth, half hallway, half living quarters, geometrically stacked, artistically ornamented, all open and all bright. The world was so much different, Bella said spiritedly. There were many, many more elves that rode the hills, a blooming high culture in the north. Of course, we can still communicate with consciousness, and we don't even need to eat. We don't eat either, Ignatz said. Maybe we are elves, he said to Anastasia. Dharma smiled at Ubuntu. The group of riders followed Bella down between the corners and quarters of rooms, with ledges and open windows that were beige and mostly smooth, but maintaining signs of handmade craftsmanship. Here we go, Bella said. A few open cubes or squares or rooms or something. I don't know. I'm better at thinking my talking to you. She looked at another elf girl nearby and flashed a message to her. Yes, of course they can stay here, the other woman said. These are extra dorms. Let me get you all some blankets and pillows. Elf silk, she said, aside. Sewn from reindeer belly fur spun with mountain mist. Yes, Adam said sleepily. And everybody laid down dozing after taking off their bags and boards and placing them in corners. They talked a little into the night in the warm beige light of the caverns.